No, I wasn't afraid of any of you.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had run for election back in SS before
Okay.
and in GHS before.
Yeah.
Right. So I wasn't really afraid of you. I knew I was going to beat you people.
You knew.
Yeah, from the start. No. Because
Confident.
no, it wasn't
Yeah.
because of me being having an ego or something.
Yeah.
Because I started working for my political career before
Yeah.
we even got to the stage where they
Stage where-
announced the thing.
yeah.
You get it.
Another beautiful day, another beautiful sunset. I don't know whether it's evening or afternoon, but I would like to say very welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for sticking with us, being here with us each and every week. You know, you are our biggest fans, and we appreciate it. This is the Open Frame Show, and today you are in for another treat. You are in for another spectacular interaction. Today we've decided to, well, be a little bit political. We are going to look at politics and how the youth, especially here in Ghana these days, are also, being interested in politics. We want to know whether they are really interested in politics or they have other affiliates or they have other mindsets of joining or being part of being a politician. Right. So before we go into today's episode, I'd like to say a very big thank you to Exceptional Homes here at Asukari Mountain, where we are, where we shoot. There's an Airbnb that gives comfort, that gives affordability. And if you are here in Kumasi, you want to have a rest, you want to have spend time with a loved one alone, you can just come to Asukari Mountain and you can come to Exceptional Homes, and you're going to have a treat of your life. I promise you that. I know what I'm saying, right? So yeah, let's go straight into it. Today, I have a very interesting young man here with me. He is a friend, he is a brother, and he is a former president of a department in KN University. You know that when it comes to KN University and politics, it's like, World War III. KN University take their politics very, very serious. And he was one of the people who took their politics, the political career very serious, and he became a president. And guess what? He defeated me to become the president of the department, which is for success.
Hello, David.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
The way you are doing your fanboy sense, like you want the girl to say, we know you are fanboy, massa.
When you make mention of girls, it makes it look like we entered into politics because of girls, but it has nothing to do with only girls.
So it has nothing to do with only girls,
Yes.
but there's a part.
I mean,
So then why do you think most of the youth are into politics?
that's a very generic question, right?
Okay.
There's not one size fits all kind of definition to why young people enter into politics. For some, it's kind of family related.
Okay.
For some, they were inspired by some political leaders.
Okay.
Some just found themselves in a place where, it was politics all over.
Yeah.
But personally, growing up, I've always been in a political space,
Okay.
right? In a way, because I remember I was in KG2 then when I went home with my senior brother, and then he told my mom that he was a class prefect. As I didn't know what it meant.
What?
So I always wanted to know what it meant, right?
Yeah.
And I come from a family where we are linguists, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we are linguists. So when it comes to public speaking and all those things, but I didn't like politics.
Okay.
I loved the idea of leadership, but me being in it, I didn't really like it until I got to SHS, where I had a school prefect who happened to be my school father, and then he,
Taught you about
mentored me
politics.
and all those things. Yes. So I don't know why someone may decide to enter into politics, but for me,
Therefore.
it was just, I think it's, what do you call it? Destiny.
Okay.
Yeah, it's destiny.
You were
Because
destined to become a politician.
to be a leader.
You are speaking like a politician. Most people believe that people enter into politics because of the money. Do you think they are?
When you say most people, do you have the numbers?
Yeah, I have the
Some.
numbers. About many people, when you speak to them, when you speak to these students on campus and you see these politicians giving them big promises, most of them know that they are entering into politics because of the money.
This is most. Well, I don't think it's most. I would say some. Because, there's an adage in tree that says that, so definitely when you enter into politics, when you enter into politics, probably you'll be paid salaries and all those things. So we have certain number of people who enter into politics because they know that, okay, this politician or these politicians are living good lives, so definitely there's money inside, so let me enter into politics. So that would be the reason why such people enter into politics. But we have people, no, most of the people that I know, that's why I'm saying most people. I wanted you to say most of the people that you know, but
Yes,
most of the
most
people that I know enter into politics not because of money.
Why so then, if not because of why is it? Why is it?
Because just like business, some people see the need to do good for their people.
Okay.
So, and then they want to be in charge.
Okay.
I've always seen life in three ways. We have people, when they see that something is going wrong, they change it.
Okay.
We have people that will look, people change it. And we have people that will ask what happened.
Okay.
So what kind of person are you?
Okay.
So I want to be the person that change what is wrong.
I see.
Yeah.
You're speaking like a politician, though. But let me ask you, when we go into our space, the university, I know you from the Department of Publishing Studies in Kenya University. As I said, you became the department president by meeting myself and my Maya,
a good friend
Maya,
of mine.
Yeah, my good friend of So Maya was the president, I was the vice, and you beat us. Now, when you are entering into when you enter into politics as a student,
Yes.
how does it feel like? What should one expect if you are going to student politics?
What you should expect.
Yeah. And how does it feel like?
I always draw from personal experience.
Okay.
So when we went to first year, the class rep then was my friend. He is still my friend. So he was close to the then department president.
Okay.
And I somehow became close to the department president. And then I think somewhere first semester or second semester in first year, some friends of mine wanted to become the president, right?
Okay.
I had 3 people who wanted to become president. So
Okay.
initially I wanted to support them, right? And then one day I was there and I had a thought. It's like, I've always supported people who wanted to enter into politics. Why don't I give it a try? So I just spoke to some of my friends. I was like, Charlie, let's do it. So it wasn't like a personal something. Because when you're good at something, right, you always will get people who support you.
But how did you beat us? When you saw me on the ballot, weren't you afraid?
No, I wasn't afraid of any of you.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had run for election back in SS before and in GHS before.
Yeah.
Right. So I wasn't really afraid of you. I knew I was going to beat you people.
You knew?
Yeah, from the start. No. Because it wasn't because of me having an ego or something. Because I started working for my political career before we even got to the stage where they announced the thing. You get it? Because I was working with the then president.
You understood?
The voters knew me already. When I say voters, the first and the second years probably they knew me already.
But you beat us with 12 votes.
I don't know the numbers. Up to now, I don't know the numbers.
You beat us with 12 votes.
How did you get to know? Because the thing was supposed to be.
Yes, but I knew. You beat us with 12 votes, but that was nice. So,
are you sure it was 12 votes? Because I had different numbers.
Yeah, so you said you didn't know the numbers.
No, I had different numbers. So
I had numbers. I think you beat us with 12 votes, right? So, yeah. But as a student politician, what takes, or if someone wants to go into student politics, what does it take to be a student politician?
I mean, you should have leadership qualities, but you should probably expect certain things that you may not be ready for.
Okay.
You see, there is a student's leader or student politics, and then there's politics, national politics.
Okay.
So the student politics, in a way, allows you to make mistakes, right?
Okay.
Allows you to make mistakes. But national politics, I mean, people use it for propaganda and all those things. So you have to be extra careful, right? So you need to be someone who is ready to listen.
Okay.
When you listen, you get to hear a lot of things about even you yourself that you don't know, right? And then some are rumors, some are not true, and all those things. So what I would say is you be ready to listen. That's the thing. Because when you listen, you get to know what we have to do. And then teamwork. I mean, I had amazing people around me. My success story back in campus was because of the people around me. It had nothing to do with me, because everything that we did, I had meetings with all of my people, right? And then I think God helped me to appoint people who were going to help me. I gave you a position.
Yeah, I don't know why you gave me a position, but after you beat me, you gave me a position. So
I gave you a position. Yeah. So it wasn't because of you were my political enemy. I knew what you were capable of, right? So there were people. There was one guy that I gave him a position. So when I nominated him, he said no. I convinced him for 2 weeks. He said no. I went to friends that were close to him. He still said no. And I went to one person that I knew he couldn't say no to. And he accepted. And he did an amazing job. So when we were about completing, he was like, Charlie, you were,
Yeah.
you were. He told me that it really helped me because he knew he had it, but you know
Didn't know how to.
the courage to So he was amazing. He was amazing. So me, I see politics as a means to get things done.
Okay.
Yeah, because you get the political power, you have finance and all those things. So yeah. So one, if you're entering into politics, you need to be a good listener and then be able to mount a good team around you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know now, looking at student politics, you made mention of national politics. Do you think student politics and SRC rules and all those kind of things, you can usher from that point of view to the national politics? Do you think
Of course.
it's and how is that transition?
Me, I'm yet to enter into mainstream politics,
Okay.
right? Because let me tell you a story. When we were in first year, later in life, the person that became TESCOM president, NPP president on campus, was my good friend from first year.
Okay.
His cousin used to be my paddy. So that's how
Was it a guy or a female?
a guy.
Okay.
Boy, yeah.
Wanted to
So
know about that.
yeah, and then we became friends. Do you know that the suit that I had for my matriculation, this guy, the one that became TESCOM president, he had the same thing. It's like not the different one.
Yeah.
I gave him the same thing. That was what he used.
Mhm.
So this guy, when I became president, was convincing me to join NPP. And I had friends in the NDC that was convincing me to. So back in school, I used to give the NPP people space to do their meetings at the department.
Yeah, department. Yeah, I remember.
Right. People were convincing me, but I was like, Charlie, I wanted to enter into business. So after my presidency, I had people coming to me to support me to go for a bigger position. Because I mean the constitution allowed it, but I said no, I wanted to enter into business because I thought I had seen enough. Politics gives you some unnecessary information and unnecessary enemies. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have different ideologies. We shouldn't be enemies outside that, but it is what it is. So in a way that scared me. It's not because I didn't want that, but I got another interest. Like I wanted to enter into business because I learned a lot from the student politics that I was doing, and then I took advantage of that, and it gave me access to people that were good advisors and all those things. So yeah, transitioning into
the mainstream.
mainstream. When you're on campus, if you want to do politics after, so you just have to join either NPP or NDC. TESCOM or team.
Okay.
My mentee, one of my mentees is in the NPP now.
Okay.
He's very big in the NPP. And he tells me, says, Charlie, when are you coming to join? Back in school, he joined NPP, and after that, he's there. So I think it will be difficult if you don't join when you're in school.
Okay.
Because then you have to start from the ground. Get to know new people. And the thing is like a queue. When you join, before you get to hold a major position, you have to
follow.
Yeah. So, but when you join from school, I think it's going to ease the transition, right? Because there you get to know great people and all those things.
You see, many people have the mindset that all politicians are corrupt. Many student politicians are corrupt, and we've heard stories about student politicians misusing funds, student politicians giving us big promises and not fulfilling all that, right? That mindset that people have, do you think it's wrong?
Not totally wrong. Not totally wrong. For me, as you know me, there's nothing like definite. Yeah, since there's a relative to everything.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a relative to everything. When you're in a car and the car is moving, you tend to see so many things on the way. But when you're outside, you just see the car moving. So it depends on how you look at it, right? Definitely, there are people who take advantage of their political positions for financial gains.
Yeah.
And you have good people who use their political positions for the betterment of the people that they serve. That's what Tunfor always says. You are a servant, right? You are a servant. So you are there because of the people. You didn't go there because of you, right? Even Ghana politics, you have to get to where you are through elections, right? If you don't get there through elections, someone has to be elected to appoint you. So definitely the base is being through elections. So you have to serve people. But if you tend to, I'm not saying we don't have people who do corruption, but it is what it is. Yeah, even the disciples of Jesus Christ, we had Judas amongst them. So definitely there are people amongst them. So it's not wrong for people to think that some politicians or most politicians are, but I don't have the numbers, so I can't say most. I would say yes. Some are.
People.
Yeah.
Now, if someone wants to enter into student politics, or someone wants to enter into politics as a young person, what are some of the skills that the person should acquire in your
You
perspective?
should be able to communicate. You should be able to communicate. If you can't talk, when I say communication, it's not about giving speeches and all those things. You should be able to talk to people. You get it? You should be able to talk to people. That's the one thing that I think every politician or student leader or any person in leadership should have. You should be able to communicate what you want to do. You should be able to hold a conversation and get to know what the people want or what they need and all those things. So yeah, that's the only thing that I'll say. Communication.
So apart from communication, you think
And then the other qualities will come in. But if you have all those things and you can't communicate, then what kind of leader are you?
okay.
That's the basic.
Okay.
Yeah. It depends for specific qualities or characteristics of a leadership. It depends on where you are in terms of the leadership department or ranks. But you have to be able to communicate in all those things.
In your capacity as a department president, was there any time that you were tempted to steal our money?
Not even once.
Okay.
Not even once. Because I had a financial secretary. And then we had systems in place to prevent you from doing that. I knew that before becoming president. Right? So if you know that you can't do something and then you enter into the thing, I mean, the system will even allow you. So why do you even go in the first place? So, I mean, I wasn't tempted to do that.
Did you even steal our money?
Not even once. I even gave the department more than what we had.
Hey.
All the programs that we had, do you think our funds allowed all those things? We had moving nights. Some at the department, some at SG more.
There's more, yeah.
Socialization.
That's right.
Charlie, plenty.
Yeah.
We got to a time we even paid fees of some students.
Yeah.
When they deferred that.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I was also part of the deferred students, but I couldn't use the department funds to pay
For yourself.
But I was paying for
Other people. Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
So that is it. I mean, I wasn't tempted. I wasn't, because what it gave me more than what money could give me.
Yeah.
Because mind you, I had my own business going on. So I mean, that you have to destroy your reputation to get something that you can get from another means. So yeah, I didn't.
Do you see a Ghana where it is being led by the youth or youthful people? Now we've seen the likes of Akujetua Black Honorable, we've seen the likes of Honorable Sam George, we've seen the likes of
Dr. Frank
Amakwehine emerging up and doing stuff. Do you think, or do you foresee in the near future that there will be a time where Ghana is ruled by the young people?
Yes. Let me mention more names.
Okay.
The names that you mentioned happen to be only in the NDC.
They're
We have Vincent Tafo MP.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. Kojo Opon Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah was a youth when a young person. So leadership in a way has nothing to do with age and all those things.
Okay.
Although in Ghana you have to be above 18 before you are regarded as an adult. So you just have to be an adult. But when you say young and old, I mean, I don't really have anything to say with that, or haven't really looked at it in that perspective. But yeah, I think the youth should be given a bigger percentage, or should be given the ears.
Okay.
That's what I would say, because it doesn't really matter who is doing it.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
It's what the person is doing, how the person is doing it, and what the person is doing, and all those things. So yeah, it's very encouraging that the current government or politics as we have it
now, we are going to that useful.
Yes. It's very nice, because I'm an Nkrumahist, right?
Okay.
Those that know me know me. So Nkrumah was a young person. He had young people around him, and then they fought for Ghana's independence. Those people that helped for Ghana to be in there, they were young people. Yeah. So yeah.
Now I want to know now. Right now, you've made me understood that even after school, though you are into politics, but you're not into active politics.
Yes.
Now I want to, for someone who is in school, who is about finishing, and who wants to also stay in politics after school, how should the person, or what should the person do to stay politically inclined even after school?
David, do you know we are all politicians?
No, I'm not.
Do you vote?
No.
You don't?
No.
You don't vote. Do you criticize Have you ever criticized any of the policies of government? Are you going to church tomorrow?
Yes.
So, okay, so you can sin today and go and ask for forgiveness tomorrow. Let me tell you something. If you decide not to get into politics because you think it's bad, but you have the capabilities of becoming a good politician, you're doing the country more harm than you can even think of.
Yeah.
Because you, in a way, you allow fools to become politicians.
Me, for instance, many people have said that I have to enter politics, right? Which I've declined, right? So as we're in school, me after the stint of I did everything.
When I beat you guy,
everything political became, not because probably maybe I lost, no, not because of that, but because after I got certain appointment, after I was able to be part of certain administrations, faculty or the faculty PR and all those kind of things, I realized I felt politics is a little bit dirty, So I decided just to stay. Right.
Everything is dirty. Business, the fact that most business firms have strategies makes everything dirty.
Okay.
Right. You decide to take certain decisions that some of them you even know is going to affect
other business,
other people. So yeah. If you look at it that way, that politics is dirty, so you can't or you won't enter into politics, but you have the capabilities. I think that's not a good decision. That's my personal opinion, though. Yeah, for me, everything is.
But we can't. All of us can be politicians, kind of.
We have active politicians and passive politicians. So we are all passive politicians. We are all passive politicians, but you have active politicians. So it depends on the kind of politician that you want to become. The fact that you vote, you can criticize government. I mean, we are all politicians. That's how I see it. So you're either passive or active.
Okay. Yes. So then I want to ask one final question.
Okay.
Now I want to ask you, if you have to advise anyone who wants to go into politics today, any student, any young person out there who wants to be a politician, who wants to be a future politician, what's one advice that you are going to give the person?
This is big. They say the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Yeah. You will need that.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Okay.
You will need that, and then the respect. Because for me, I'm traditional. I'm an Ashanti, so
traditional man Ashanti.
Yeah, so you need to have some respect, manners. I mean, discipline and all those things. But just be ready to face it. You will make mistakes, Charlie. Back in school, I made several mistakes and all those things. But I realized that was the best moment for me to learn. So if you're entering into politics as a student, which is student politics, you should be ready to learn, associate yourself, make connections. But underlying word is, Charlie, fear God. That's what I'll end it.
Right.
Yeah, fear God.
Richard Fosu success.
Yeah, you get my name wrong, though.
Richard Fosu?
No. You're
Fosu Richard. Fosu Richard.
My name is Richard Nana Kwame Fosu Success.
Me.
Yes.
That will be on my show, right? I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So, guys, it's a wrap. But I want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you for being a part of us today. Every day I see it. You taking time of your precious time to watch us and like us, to comment and all that. We really appreciate it, right? I want to say a very big thank you to you. I want to say a very big thank you to each and every person, here today. My producers, my creative directors, and all the guests that we invited to be here. And what I would say is that be you, be kind, be good. And whatever that you plan on doing, keep on doing it. One day, you succeed. Peace out.